The charismatic church needs a lot of help, because until we can institutionalize the things God has given to us in our spirituality, there is no future. And there's so much disorderliness in the charismatic church that everybody gets up and they become something. People follow people as a result of gift. They follow people as a result of charisma. We follow personalities. We don't follow divine protocol. And also when it comes to, we'll be dealing with this, when it comes to speaking in tongues, we have to be very careful, especially with the book of Romans 8:26, when it talks about we don't know how we should pray as we ought to, but the Spirit himself maketh intercession for us with groanings that cannot be uttered. We have to watch that groanings there. I will explain it to you maybe next week Sunday. We have to be careful because there is a new order going on, and I've dealt with it several times with the intercessors of this house and most of our churches, where people begin to pray the same thing. Abaya, abaya, ha. Abaya, 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 abiri, 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 akatum, 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 ayanye, ayanye, adanye, 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 aye, aye, aye. And everybody, aye, 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 akandie, akandie, akandie. That is not groaning. That is enchantment and foolishness. And it's also foolish spirituality. You know, the other day I was praying with the guys at the rooftop, and one particular guy was standing in the corner there, and he had put his hand on his ears like this. And he was just doing it. So I asked one of the guys, who is this guy? He said, he's one of your sons. And I said, as for me, I'm a father of all kinds of people, strange. So, some of my bishops were telling me that they had a meeting with some men of God in town, and they were saying that Papa is the Noah of our generation. And they said, why? He said, hey, as for Papa, there are all kinds of animals in his ark. You know, in Noah's ark, there were strange animals. Hippopotamus, frogs, donkeys, cats, snakes. They were all in Noah's ark. And they say, Papa, he is the Noah of our generation. He has all kinds of animals in his ark. We don't know how he survives. So he says, it's one of your sons. I said, as for me, everything is my son. And I said, but why is he doing this? I said, he will break his neck. He will break his neck. And he said, oh, he was in fasting and prayer at the prayer mountain. He just landed. And I said, so if he landed from the prayer mountain, is that the reason why he's breaking his neck doing like this? So I said to myself, well, for that day, I said, why are you scaring us? If you just came from the prayer mountain, you are in the spirit, just pray like everybody. But this, with your neck almost broken, put your hand. I said, dang. Turn to somebody and say, you know, and people follow those things. Oh. Somebody will just say, Charlie, this guy is deep. Hey, he's sharp. He's deep. And they begin to follow. You will break your neck. Some of you are about to break your neck because you are for. People just like all kinds of spiritualities. You know, I was telling one of my sons, I said, listen, you don't have to say if I be a prophet. If I be a prophet, I swear by the platform and by the altar of the Archbishop, our father. What is all that for? It's unnecessary. Just say it and leave it alone. Those who believe it and believe. Those who don't believe, leave it alone. You can't convince people to believe. Listen, if people are following the Holy Spirit through their spirit, when you speak truth, they know it. When you are lying also, their spirit can tell them. Yeah. You know, I tell my bishop and my pastor, I say, listen, don't underestimate church people. Because there are people you see sitting there, they are listening to you. but they are also very spiritual in their way. And they can feel what you are saying. And if what you are saying is off, they can tell you. It's just that they don't have opportunity to tell you that, Charlie, you are off. But if we can stop preaching and say, we want one or two people to say something, they will take the microphone and they will tell you some things and you'll be shocked. So the fact that you have the microphone to speak, don't take people for granted. So please, and when you watch, let's say, listen, truly speaking, you won't see me praying in those tongues. Atunde, atunde, aye, atunde, atunde, aye. You won't hear Papa Hagin preaching that. None of the fathers, spiritual fathers, pray in those kind of tongues. You won't hear Oyedepo or any of the spiritual fathers doing that. Akunde, 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 atirie, atirie, akatu, 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 akatu. What is akatu? Ahunehuna. It's unnecessary spirituality, and it's a lazy way of praying. And they can do that for 3-4 hours, spending energy sweating over nothing. Take your time and pray with your understanding. Pray in your own tongues. Pray the scriptures. So by the time you finish, you know that you have accomplished something.